Here we go. Three, two, and one. Oh, well, Mayor Shane, welcome back. Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. Glad to see that you have ditched the tie this time. You're
Ditched the
not
tie
quite
this
showing
time.
me up. Okay.
Actually, I had a tie on earlier, but we had a ribbon cutting, so I have since removed it.
You didn't cut the tie at the same time that you cut the ribbon accidentally, did you?
Those scissors are too big for me to be allowed to be playing with.
Okay. Okay. Well, just making sure that everybody stayed safe while the sharp objects were involved. Taking a look at what you got going on down there in Wisconsin Rapids. I know we've recently had a big announcement from the fire department, a couple of them actually. Well, first off, we know you're working towards the expansion of one fire station, and at the same time, you're also hanging a help wanted sign for a pretty prominent position in that department.
Yeah, it's kind of unique. We have a major a multi-million dollar remodeling project going on, and in that process, the chief is planning to retire, and that's something that just wasn't surprised. It's coincidental, and so yeah, we're looking forward to seeing progress on the fire department, especially before winter, and then yeah, we're looking for a fire chief.
Yeah. So first off, just give us an idea of why the expansion of the of that fire station was necessary.
Well, it started out myself and a couple other council people, with our female firefighters. These stations were built years ago, and there's definitely a gender inequity. There's just not like women locker rooms, and they sleep like two to a room. And now with COVID, that kind of even makes that you can't do that anymore. And so then the process came about, like we should maybe look at remodeling the sleeping quarters, and then at the same time as with all projects, hey, as long as we're remodeling this, we should maybe look at some other issues. And a big one is health and safety with decontamination. So our firefighters, when they go to a fire, they have to walk through the fire department into the living quarters to get to the showers. And so there wasn't really a good decontamination area, so they can have that close to the apparatus bays when they come in with the fire trucks to be able to leave their turnout gear, take showers, and try to remove any of those carcinogens early on in the process without contaminating the rest of the fire department. So some of those processes are being implemented into the remodel, and then just with equipment over time, it always gets bigger, and so they're trying to find places house some of their equipment. They have a cold storage building, and it's housing some of that in cold storage. So, this addition is going to include a ambulance bay for the ambulance, and now the apparatus bays will be left for the big fire trucks versus stacking some ambulances in there.
Yeah, and I know this is something that it's not a cheap project either. Give us an idea of I know the price tag on it, and I guess how long you're expecting construction to take.
So the price tag is about 2.4 million, and it'll take through the goal is obviously to get the shell put up right now, and then throughout the winter they'll work on it, and then hopefully late spring, early summer we'll have a ribbon cutting there, and they'll be able to move into their new station.
Yeah, ribbon cutting there, and then a chance to show off the new fire chief at the same time. Then, correct?
Absolutely, it would definitely be, because now hopefully we'll have an interim chief, and I haven't heard how police and fire commission went this morning, but that was part of that discussion today, and so we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get a new chief on board, and they'll be integral part of this process of the remodeling, and yeah, take part in the ribbon cutting.
Yeah, and then that's obviously those two kind of go hand in hand, because if you are going to have a national search, say for a new fire chief, which I know a lot of departments do, I know the trend is kind of you stay local, you stay with somebody who knows the area, knows the department, but you also send out and do a national search. If you have up to date equipment and modern facilities like that, it makes the job that much more attractive.
Boy, I never thought of that. I guess I didn't think of
Really?
it going. Yeah, today I didn't think about going into it about how maybe more marketable new police chief or a new fire chief might feel coming into a new fire department being remodeled and updated. I just didn't connect the dots that quickly.
Okay. Well, hey, now you have. Now you have.
Thanks to you, yes.
The
No, and that's
yes.
a good point though, because yeah, who doesn't want to walk into a professional fire department with a great staff, and then a new building and kind of going forward from there. It is a good opportunity.
Yeah, we'll wait and see where that process ends up going. Just one more, I guess, question then before we let you go. Do you have on this subject anyway? Do you have an idea of when the fire chief is going to be formally resigning?
I know his last day of work is this Friday, or actually Friday, whatever the 15th or 16th it is, and then
Mhm.
that process he'll have some time off that I'll be using. So I think it may be into November or the end of October will be his last official day.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, yeah, we'll see. Again, we'll pay attention and be looking for who the next fire chief down in Wisconsin Rapids is whenever you're ready to make that announcement. I know one other thing that you've been talking about this week, and it's something that everybody's going to love. You're looking at a new dog park down in Wisconsin Rapids. Give us an idea of how these discussions went. I know you talked about it at Parks and Rec earlier
Mhm.
this week.
So previously we did have a dog park, and the relationship with the landowner, it was not renewed. And this was years ago, several years ago. And so, a city our size or a community really needs, I believe, to have a dog park. We all love our pets, and um, but it's really the struggle is trying to find the right location. There's certain parks may be too heavy residential, and the residents may not enjoy having a dog park across the road. So right now, I've kind of what we've been doing is finding locations, um, giving maps to it, size, expressing, maybe some concerns or some challenges to that location. And so we've been forwarding those to the Park and Rec Commission members, and hopefully they'll get an opportunity to go visit sites. We talked about a few other sites on at the meeting, and so now we're going to put together a few additional handouts for them, some aerial photos, potential size, and send those to them. And I think it's important that we get community buy-in on the location, because I think that's important for the community, just as important as the dog park is for the community. And so that process has started, and it's one thing I'd like to really see through and see happen here, because there are a lot of people that are interested in a dog park.
Yeah, and I know when we went through the process here in Wausau, a big part of it was community input. There was a lot of grassroots groups that were going through and saying what they would like to see, talking about what equipment they would like to see in the dog park. Is there plans to put something like that together again, or is there maybe a citizens group that's already taken the reins on this?
Yeah, so for me, with government and private and government partnerships, I think they're important. But in situations like a dog park, I think us as a government need to go into it knowing that we're going to be responsible for the maintenance of it, the construction, the mowing, and should a group form and develop that want to maybe buy specific things, like a Friends of a Dog Park group wants to buy agility equipment for the dog park, I would I would be much in favor of something of that type of relationship versus a dog park taking responsibility for the mowing. Well, what
Mhm.
happens if that mowing doesn't happen? Then it becomes a city. And I think going in on the front end with expectations of what we're going to do as a city here, whether it be build it, fund it, maintain it. I think those need to be established at the beginning of that relationship, and then have that partnership down the road on amenities.
Yeah, and so what kind of a timeline are you looking at with this right now? Is it maybe something that's a 2-year project, 1-year project?
Well, I think the important part is picking that location, and however long that right location takes, whether it be maybe through this winter, or then there's costs. There might be costs to removing trees or planting grass. There's a fencing cost, and so we need to figure out how we're going to fund those too, and where we can fund those from. But
So
honestly, I'd like to see it happen next year. But
mhm. Sooner, yes, sooner
sooner.
rather than later. We can all go out there. We can all play with the dogs. We can all
Yep,
laugh at the silly things that they're doing,
exactly.
and just enjoy it. Because is there any? Really, is there anything better than pets? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm a dog guy, so
Yeah. I don't think so. I mean, I've been sitting here wondering when National Bring Your Cat to Work Day is. So
you mean you can't?
I haven't asked, but I'm definitely going to now that I've thought about it.
Yeah,
So yeah. That's something that it's a great asset for the community. And of course, Wisconsin Rapids, you've always taken pride in your parks and things like that. So
absolutely.
again,
Yep.
as far as timeline goes, I know this is something that you're definitely going to give thorough vetting to and make sure it gets done right.
Yeah, like I said, it's really important. And it's important to the community for the dog park, but it's also important to the community for the location of that dog park, making sure that it's a right fit for everybody.
Well, again, we'll look forward to seeing how this ends up playing out and developing over the next few months down there in Wisconsin Rapids. One more thing, then, before we let you go, let's talk about something else that's fun. Halloween coming up at the end of the month. What
Yes.
are going to be the guidelines for those that are going to be out and about in Wisconsin Rapids this year?
Well, we always hold our trick or treating on the actual Halloween day, and it's from 5 to 7. I know there's a lot of like trunk or treat events going on also, and we just hope everybody, just especially the traffic, realizes that there are children out running around doing their Halloween business, and just try to maintain safe and have fun.
And that's especially important, of course, in residential neighborhoods, to make sure that you're looking twice, 3 times at the stop signs, because there are going to be children looking for the Snickers bars, or my favorite, the Reese's peanut butter candy as well. Yes.
Yeah, and see, for me, Halloween is the real start of bow season. So hopefully I'll be in my bow stand looking for that ever elusive big buck.
Ooh. So just exactly where is the mayor's secret spot then?
I hunt not far from Wisconsin Rapids.
Okay.
I hunt with a buddy on his land, and enjoy my time in the tree and fellowship with my fellow hunters, and it's all kind of part of my tradition, and I enjoy it.
So we've narrowed it down a little bit. It's somewhere in the Wisconsin Rapids area.
Yes.
And now we just need to go through and find out who Mayor Shane's friends are before we
Maybe I don't have any, so that'll make it even more difficult.
We're gonna go ahead and leave that at that. Mayor Shane, we always appreciate the time. Good luck in the tree stand.
Thank you.
Look forward to maybe seeing the big buck head on the wall behind you.
On the mayor's wall. I don't know how that would go over, but it would be interesting.
Hey, it's your office. You decorate it how you want.
As you can see, I'm not much of a decorator.
Always appreciate the time. We'll look forward to chatting again next month.
Thank you, sir.